I realize this is out of character, but I have an idea.
Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Harriet, and this is all the Easter eggs, references, and little things you might have missed in the mid-season premiere of Season 2, Episode 5. So first, guys, I'm going to recap what happened in the first half of Season 2 since it's been a few months since the show is on.
It's been a while.
So Invincible Season 2's first half introduced the multiverse, showing us an alternate dimension where Omni-Man and Invincible teamed up to take over the world. In fact, in most universes, Invincible and Omni-Man team up. And our Mark's universe is the rare one where he rejects his father's attempted conquest of the planet. In the first half of Season 2, we also met the character Angstrom Levy. In most universes, Angstrom is a victim of Omni-Man and Invincible's takeover, but there's one universe where an Angstrom variant has the ability to travel the multiverse. After an experiment gone wrong, Angstrom's mind was merged with all of his other minds from different universes, causing Angstrom to go insane and harbor a hatred for Invincible shared by his other selves. Angstrom is now determined to have his revenge on Invincible. The first half of the season also showed us Mark grappling with the finale of Season 1 and his father's betrayal. Mark is also struggling to balance his superhero life and the life of being a college freshman.
Don't worry about your classes. I'll cover for you, somehow.
And as if that wasn't enough, Mark is then recruited by an alien race of bug-like creatures called the Thraxans.
You are the only one who can save our people from the meteor showers destroying our world.
After leaving Earth in the Season 1 finale, Omni-Man saved a ship of Thraxans and returned them home. He was then asked to become their leader.
The monarch will explain all.
It's been a while.
Omni-Man sent the Thraxans to Earth to retrieve Mark. Upon arrival, Mark meets his half-brother, Oliver.
You gotta be...
Oliver is half Viltrumite and half Thraxan. Thraxans age far faster than humans. The average lifespan of a Thraxan isn't even a full Earth year. Oliver is only half Thraxan, meaning that he doesn't age as fast as his mother, but he still ages far quicker than humans or Viltrumites. Not long after Mark's arrival on Thraxa, Viltrumites arrive to arrest Omni-Man.
I'll kill you for what you did to these people.
Mark and Nolan put up one hell of a fight, but they're ultimately bested and Omni-Man is taken away. Mark is then told by General Krieg to return to Earth and complete his father's mission.
You can kill a few humans to convince them to capitulate, or we will kill millions.
Achoo! Now that is one adorable sneeze. Bless you, buddy.
Thank you, person.
You know, man, I keep telling you, you gotta take care of your immune system, especially in cold weather like this. That's why I drink my foundational nutrition drink AG1. They're the sponsor of this video. This is a daily dietary supplement to make sure that I get all the vitamins and minerals that my body needs throughout the entire day. It has 75 different ingredients, including vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. AG1 supports whole body health, your brain, your gut, and your immune system. It helps me focus, it gives me energy, and it's great for workout recovery because of its high magnesium content. It's actually perfect if you haven't worked out for a while and you're just starting to get back into it. It really cuts down on muscle soreness. And I gotta tell you guys, there are days like where we drop Easter egg videos where I cannot find the time to eat healthy, but AG1 has all the vitamins and minerals that I need. It improves my mood, lowers my stress. It is the perfect all-in-one nutritional foundation for my day. And it is also very easy to use. You have one scoop. I like to add in this D3 plus K2 to support the immune system. Shake. And that's all you need for the whole day, every day. Now, because this is so easy, it has become an essential part of my daily routine. No messy blenders, just powder, water, shake, and I'm on my way to a healthier day. So guys, if you sign up with our link in the description, you get a free welcome kit that includes the canister, the shaker, a year's supply of the vitamin D3 plus K2, and 5 extra travel packs of AG1. Just click the link in the description to get started on your first purchase of AG1. Now, back to what I was saying. Here, Andressa says,
"Our culture doesn't assign blame. We only look forward."
Now this line is meant to remind us that Mark is on the path of forgiving his father and letting go of his hate. It could also be foreshadowing a wedge between Mark and his mother later in the season, with Debbie still reeling from Nolan's betrayal. Back on Earth, we see the Guardians of the Globe going toe-to-toe with a character called Omnipotus.
The might of Omnipotus!
Omnipotus first appeared in 2005's Invincible issue 27. In the comics, Omnipotus also arrives on Earth while Invincible is away on Thraxa. Omnipotus came to Earth from another dimension to absorb our energy and make himself even more powerful.
Unlimited power!
Cecil later confirms that the Guardians prevailed in their fight against Omnipotus. In the comics, it was Black Samson who was able to bring down Omnipotus and sent him back to the dimension he came from.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me!
Now, here's a slight spoiler from the comics, so skip ahead to about 20 seconds if you don't want to know. But in the comics, when Invincible is fighting the multiversal baddie, Angstrom Levy, Omnipotus returns and joins the fight. I won't say how Omnipotus is defeated in the comics, but here's a hint. Anyway, back on Thraxa, Andressa asks Mark to take Oliver back home to Earth. It's been 2 months since the battle with the Viltrumites, and Andressa is now an elderly woman nearing her final days. In the comics, Mark takes Oliver back to Earth with him, and he and his mom raise him together, just like we're seeing happen here in the series. Here we can see Oliver playing with the baseball mitt, the same baseball mitt we saw Mark and Nolan use to play catch in the sky in the pilot episode of the series. This foreshadows that just like how Nolan trained Mark to use his superpowers, we're going to see Mark train Oliver. Now, throughout the seasons, we've been seeing Debbie coping with the trauma of last season and Nolan's betrayal. And in this episode, we see how proud and relieved she is that Mark is nothing like Nolan, despite sharing his godlike powers.
Oh, you must get it from my side of the family.
And it's in this episode that we first meet Paul, Debbie's boyfriend in the comics. He was first introduced back in 2007's issue number 51 of Invincible. Next, we catch up with Donald. In the first half of this season, we saw him discover that something was amiss with his being alive following an explosion from the first season.
It's been an honor, sir. Who are you talking to?
In Season 1, Donald seemingly died in an explosion he caused to take down Omni-Man, but now here he is, seemingly unfazed. That's because, just like in the comics, Donald's body has been replaced with a cyborg body.
Cecil, what the hell am I now?
In the comics, Donald knew from the jump that he was a cyborg, but I really liked how on the show they made Donald's discovery of this secret part of his character arc. And I'm also glad to learn that Donald's consciousness isn't merely a replication of his former consciousness, but that his brain, and therefore his mind, were able to be placed into this cyborg body and survive the explosion. And speaking of consciousness, in the next scene when we catch up with Mark's best friend and college roommate William, we see that he is reading Total Consciousness, A Philosophical Life by Dr. Carl Spackler. This is a reference to the cinema classic Caddyshack.
He's a Cinderella boy.
Bill Murray's character in Caddyshack is none other than that of Mr. Carl Spackler. In the movie, Carl recounts an experience he had with none other than the Dalai Lama. And in that encounter, the Dalai Lama tells Carl,
But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness.
I mean, so Caddyshack and Invincible in the same universe confirmed? I mean, I wouldn't say no to a Bill Murray as Carl Spackler cameo. Back at the Guardians of the Globe headquarters, we see the team training. Rudy, formerly Robot, expresses concern about Amanda, aka Monster Girl, being forced to transform into a monster for training because each time she transforms, it accelerates her backward aging.
You must understand that this kind of training is hazardous for her.
Rudy has feelings for Amanda, and while he looks forward to growing up and experiencing life in his new body, he's burdened by the fact that with every passing day, he and Amanda grow further and further apart in age as she grows younger and younger. Earlier in the episode, when the team was fighting Omnipotus, we saw Black Samson catch a glimpse of Shapesmith in his true Martian form. This is when it's revealed that Cecil and everyone else were fully aware that Shapesmith was a Martian.
For the truth may be more than you can handle.
We know you're a Martian. Well, you think we'd let you join the team without figuring that out?
And I mean, of course they knew. He didn't exactly hide it well.
I am a normal human superhero.
That's not weird at all.
So this is a story that's being built up since Season 1, when Invincible was sent to Mars to rescue a team of astronauts. On Mars, there are these other aliens living alongside the Martians as their servants. They're called the Sequids. Now, the Sequids aren't able to attach themselves to Martians, but they can attach themselves to humans, and that's exactly what they did with the left-behind astronaut, Rust Livingston. We also got to see exactly how Shapesmith went about swapping himself with Rust Livingston back in Season 1, and I have to say, it's pretty messed up. Next, we catch up with Adam Eve, who is living back at home with their superhero-hating parents. Following her failed attempt to repair this city park and this apartment building, Eve has begun to share her parents' opinion that she is too dangerous. But Rexplode, of all people, is the one to snap her out of this.
Having powers isn't easy, but we do our best.
When Rex says that it's been 5 years and Eve's parents still haven't fixed the lock on the window, we're reminded that Eve and Rex used to date. Rex says,
"To f up is human." Shakespeare said that.
Shocker, Shakespeare didn't say that. Rex is actually referring to a quote by one of Shakespeare's critics, Alexander Pope. Alexander wrote, "To err is human," which essentially means the same thing that Rex said. And what's funny about this is Alexander Pope was known for applying more updated language to Shakespeare's writings, and here Rex is applying a more updated vernacular to Pope's writings.
Like poetry, so if they rhyme.
We also got a call back to the team. The team characters like Adam Eve, Rexplode, Robot, and Duplicate were on prior to joining the Guardians of the Globe. Mark asked Debbie about his father's books.
When the Viltrumites were taking Dad away, he told me to read his books.
Books Nolan had published as Omni-Man. In the mid-season finale, Nolan told Mark to read his books.
Don't forget the good I did. My work, my books.
In the comics, Nolan hid secrets in his books about how to defeat the Viltrumites. While most of the team is going off planet to stop the Sequids, we get the return of the Lizard League, who we met in episode 2 of this season.
If anyone is going to turn this organization around,
It's going to be King Lizard!
We've got King Lizard, Iguana, and Komodo Dragon. Quick refresher, the Lizard League is basically a play on Marvel's Serpent Society or DC's Cobra. They're kind of a joke, but underestimating them can be dangerous, as we find out later with the fate of Duplicate. This kill was brutal, and with each duplicate of Kate morphing faster and faster to keep up with Komodo Dragon, it felt like a suspenseful countdown, a race against the clock, a race that she lost. And I think this slaughtering of Kate is going to change Rex forever.
Oh God, no!
We also saw the death of Shrinking Ray. As MCU fans will remember, for years it was discussed what would happen if Ant-Man made his way inside of Thanos the Mad Titan, and then went giant from inside. Well, we may have just gotten our answer.
Yeah.
Rex and Komodo continue to battle, and we see Komodo bite off Rex's hand, just like in 2007's Invincible number 40. And keeping in line with that loyal comic adaptation, we see Komodo's head go kaboom. Now, a lot is going on. Key members of the Guardians of the Globe were just slaughtered by the freaking Lizard League. Most of the team is off-planet fighting Sequids, and Angstrom Levy is still out there plotting his revenge on Invincible. But Earth's biggest threat is still that of the Viltrumite Empire.
Or we will kill millions if we arrive to find you or your planet still defiant against us.
So we catch back up with Alan the Alien. Alan, voiced by Seth Rogen, is one of my favorite characters in this whole series. In the first half of the season, we saw him brutally torn apart by the same Viltrumites that attacked Mark and Nolan on Thraxa. Alan works for what's called the Coalition of Planets, an organization founded by Thaddeus, but more on him in a bit. The Coalition was established to stand up against the Viltrum Empire. Following the Viltrumites' attack on Alan, we see him placed on life support. Alan's life support is then turned off by the Coalition leader and supposed traitor, Thaddeus.
Forgive me, Alan.
Thaddeus is revealed to be a Viltrumite. In the comics, he is the first Viltrumite to break from his people's tyrannical and evil ways, and embark on a mission to destroy the Empire and protect existence from the Viltrumites' tyrannical rule. Thaddeus turned off Alan's life support as a last resort to make Alan strong enough to take on the Viltrumites, which, keep in mind, is what Alan was originally created for by the Unapan people.
From the day he was born, Alan was trained to be the greatest fighter the universe had ever known.
Thaddeus' plan worked, and Alan is now even stronger than he was before, and his new mission is to go find his old friend Invincible and bring him to Thaddeus, and then their war with the Viltrumites will begin. And guys, we are so excited to break down the rest of the season with you every week as we approach the season 2 finale. This series has been very loyal to the comics, so we have a pretty good idea of what's coming in the second half of the season, and believe me, you don't want to miss it. Big shout out to the writer of this video, Colton Ogburn. You can find his socials below. So what did you think of the episode? Let us know in the comments or at me on Twitter, and if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.